Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. Chennedy Carter. Is Chennedy Carter a great basketball player? Is Chennedy Carter one of the best guards in the WNBA? Is Chennedy Carter balling out overseas in China? The answer to every one of those questions is emphatically yes. However, I've got another question. Is the culture of a team more important I have said time and time again, without a doubt, Chennedy Carter can play some basketball. Absolutely. However, what she brings to a team is more than her talent. What Chennedy Carter brings to the team has been a whole lot of mess. And right now, it might be costing her. I don't know. I don't know what her future holds. I don't know all that the Chicago Sky has in mind. But you got to wonder. And now I'm hearing people talking about maybe Chennedy Carter should be suited up in a Fever jersey. Now, I did a video on that some time ago, not because I was suggesting it, but because I was addressing it after it had been suggested. And I gave my take. And my take was absolutely not. Now, I've said before also, I really, really want to like Chennedy Carter because she strikes me as someone who's probably been through some stuff. People who go out on social media and put things out there like, I appreciate the hate more than the love and all this stuff. Things are just, something's off there, right? But as much as I want to like her, more than that, I want to see Chennedy Carter be able to flourish. And I'm not just talking about what she did with Caitlin Clark in the body check, but I did a video after that. And I said, Chennedy Carter cannot be enabled, because if she's enabled, she's going to continue to do it because it has been a pattern. The teams she's been on, some of them had to let her go because she allegedly was threatening her own teammates. And so I said, if people just enable her, this thing is going to continue. What happened? Next thing you know, Marina Mabrey, after she asked to be traded from Chicago, went on to Connecticut. The first time they meet again, boom, she does Marina Mabrey bad, as she had done Caitlin Clark bad. And then we saw what the Fever team was like down the stretch. Not pretty at all. So I want to take a look at what's being reported and how this might not portend well for Chennedy Carter. Here at the Chicago Sun-Times, there's an article. The headline is, Chennedy Carter absent from Sky's qualifying offers. Sky General Manager Jeff Pagliocca could have included Carter in the qualifying offer to guard Dana Evans and forwards Michaela Onyenwere and Nicolina Milic. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing those names wrong. His decision not to make those offers simultaneously points to the Sky's willingness to part with Carter. Now, I'm going to read a little bit more and then I'm going to weigh in some more. Okay. Now, Pagliocca sent out qualifying offers on Monday, and guard Chennedy Carter was noticeably absent from the list of recipients. So these offers make Evans and Onyenwere restricted free agents and Milic a reserved free agent. The distinction is tied to players' ability to negotiate with other teams. The restricted qualifying offer comes with a 1-year non-guaranteed salary and gives the Sky right of first refusal in the case of Evans and Onyenwere. As a reserve free agent, the offer is the same, but Milic can only negotiate with the Sky. Now, I'm going to move down here. Carter is eligible to receive a restricted qualifying offer, sparking questions about why Pagliocca would opt not to offer all four players simultaneously. Our perception, again, this is our perception, is that the offer comes with little risk considering the terms. Opting not to make the offer confirms the Sky's reservations regarding Carter's impact on the team's what? Culture. This is the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. So, regarding Carter's impact on the team's culture on and off the court. Now, people would say, but Adrienne, she's such an amazing basketball player. Yeah, I said that right from the start, without a doubt. She led the Sky in scoring with 17.5 points per game. But there were questions throughout the season regarding her overall commitment to the team. I don't know about her commitment to the team. I just know what we saw. And I also know what we heard. Toward the end of the season, those sounds that sounded like they were coming from the locker room, with chairs sound like they're being thrown across, not sounding pretty. Then she disappears for some games and all this stuff. So clearly something was going on. And players alluded to locker room issues during exit interviews and a culture that catered to the needs of a few versus the entire team. And we know that involved in that is Angel Reese and the whole double-double stuff and all that. So they have a new coach now. Teresa Weatherspoon was let go. Tyler Marsh has made clear his intentions to develop a system that doesn't prioritize one player. So if Chennedy Carter is such a wonderful player, Adrienne, leading the team in scoring, everybody knows she's balling overseas right now. Everybody knows she balled over here in the WNBA. Culture, everybody. It matters. Since considering Carter's stats last year, it appears foolish for the Sky to risk losing the dynamic guard outright. The first reason Pagliocca could be unwilling to make that offer is because the Sky are looking for separation from some of the circumstances surrounding last year's collapse. So then why not make the offer and subsequently trade her? Pagliocca could believe other teams will not show enough interest in her to package her in a sign and trade. Now, he does have until January 20th to offer Carter before she becomes an unrestricted free agent. I have no idea what the Chicago Sky is going to do. No idea at all. But I do know that that article points out some important things, and that is that culture matters. Culture, for anyone who's ever coached the game, supersedes talent. You can have a player who's an amazing player, but they absolutely destroy the morale of a team. And then you find a team who on paper should be able to do great things. After all, you've got a Chennedy Carter on your team, but the player is so toxic that the team never gets to where the team should be able to get to. It's everyone who's ever coached. I'm talking about like mature coaching. I'm not talking about like when you're 19 and you're 20 and you don't know whether you're coming or going. I'm talking about you get enough age behind you and you've dealt with enough people enough to know that there are things more important than talent. Or if you've ever been a teacher, I'm telling you, as a person who taught for nearly 20 years English, I can tell you that you can have one student who changes everything. When they're there, they just jack everything up. When they're absent, you're like, oh my goodness, it's a different place, whether negative or positive. It's the same thing. I've had students who are amazing students and their absence made a difference. It matters. So I'm saying for those who are trying to suggest that maybe she need to come on over and put on a Fever jersey, I cannot believe that that's what's going to happen. Because as I've said before concerning other things, I don't believe an organization brings in a new GM, a new president, a new coach, and some other new coaches, and then says, we'll take this chance on Chennedy Carter. But Adrienne, she's overseas playing ball. And not only that, and this is a wonderful thing. I'm not trying to pretend it's not. But Chennedy Carter, Adrienne, has received the Good Temper Award while playing for the Wuhan Shengfan in China's Women's Chinese Basketball Association. Doesn't that matter? It's wonderful. I'm happy for her. But when she's over in America, she can't seem to keep it together. And I know if I'm a GM or if I'm a coach, I'm not willing to take that chance. I don't care that you bring 17.4 or 17.5 points per game. I don't care if you bring 20 points per game, because your attitude affects the culture. And I cannot be in a position where I have an opportunity to do great things, and I'm not going to sacrifice the whole team to give one player another chance and another chance and another chance. Somebody will give her a chance perhaps. But as for me, do I wish her well? Yes. Again, if I'm a coach or I'm a GM, I wish her absolute well. But I'm going to be cheering for her from a distance. I'm going to be wishing her well from a distance. I'm not going to bring her in because, like I said, after a while, you're not willing to take chances like that. It's not worth it for real. And if you're a coach and you've got a player that has to be benched for some reason, been there, I've had to do it, or someone gets injured, whatever the case may be, what do you do as a coach? You rally your team because they're thinking we would be so much better with. And you got to say, no, many a player has had the opportunity of a lifetime because a door opened, they stepped through it, they stepped up, and they found themselves in a great position for themselves and for the team. So as a coach, you rally your team and you go, we don't have so-and-so, but guess what? We have you. This is your time to shine. This is your opportunity when your number is called that you're ready. Are you ready? Let's go. That's what you have to do because, again, some things are bigger than like Chennedy Carter should have been an all-star. And if it just took talent to be an all-star, she would have been on that all-star team. But with her, there have been situations that are larger than the points you bring. And so I think there are going to be teams that just don't want anything to do with that because they're turning a leaf. And she has had a pattern of these things. Again, she might be a completely different person. She might come back from overseas and just be not just a great basketball player, but she might be humble and she might be a totally different person. She might be, but for me, I'd have to find that out from a distance and wish her well. I don't see Indiana bringing her in. I don't know what Chicago's going to do. He has some time. Pagliuca has some time to make a decision, and things might be just peachy keen and perfect for Chennedy Carter. Again, I wish her well. But as you see crawling across the screen, Chennedy Carter is a baller, but team culture matters. And if you don't understand that, then you probably have never coached or your memory has failed you, because you could take a season that should be like heaven and it becomes hell because you're like everybody's ducking and dodging and walking around on eggshells because you might just flip out and we just never know what's going to happen with you, and that just sucks the life out of a team and it pulls on the morale and it does impact wins and losses. So again, I don't know what's going to happen, but I think it says something, as I just said here, that what does it say? Considering Carter's stats last year, it appears foolish for the Sky to risk losing the dynamic guard outright. Then it says, well, the first reason Pagliuca could be unwilling to make that offer is because the Sky are looking for separation, which, by the way, it should be the Sky is looking. As an English teacher, this thing just, so many people do that. The Sky are, the Fever are, the Liberty are. Let me just give you the basic rule, although I digress. 99.999% of the time, the construction of the sentence is such that a team, an organization, a business is referred to in the singular, and so it should be the sky is. I know I digress, but it's one of those things that's like fingernails on a chalkboard. Okay, but anyway, the first reason Pagliocca could be unwilling to make the offer is because the sky is looking for separation from some of the circumstances surrounding last year's collapse. And then it says, so then why not make the offer and subsequently trade her? Pagliocca could believe other teams will not show enough interest in her to package her in a sign and trade. And of course, it says could. We don't know. But it's something that's even being discussed, and that says something. But there's time. January 20th. Time is running out. We'll see what happens, but I don't foresee Indiana picking her up. What are your thoughts? Also, if you've not subscribed to the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect, please do so. Also, like this video and subsequent videos. I will catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.